Hello, my name's CJ here at Nine Finger Gaming. Welcome back to the channel. As you can see, we're starting a new game for the channel today. We're going to start a survival playthrough in Grounded. What Grounded is? Grounded is a game similar to, I believe it was a 90s film of Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. Don't quote me on that, could have been earlier than that. Where children are shrunk down to the size of ants in a back garden, and the aim of the film is for them to get back to normal size, and overall that's what the game is going to aim at. It isn't fully finished at the moment though. I believe they are going to be releasing a release date for the full release of the game, and there's still one area of the map that I believe is not quite complete yet. So we're going to jump in a new game. We're just going to keep the settings on medium, keep them all the same. You have a choice of 4 characters here.
Nice
You've got Max, Willow, Petey, and Oops. We're just going to go in with Max. And let's just call this one Easy YouTube, just for the save file. Right, here we are then, we've loaded in. You start in this little cave by this case, which I find strange that has 5 slots as well. So obviously,
Are those roots?
we were kept in this pocket-sized case. First thing then we're gonna just wait for Max to finish.
Shows. Alright, be cool, Max. You're gonna be famous.
Right, so he's finished. So obviously it is a survival game, so it's all about the initial resources that you need to gather. So we're going to grab a few of these, some plant fibre, some stone, these pebbles, stone,
What was that?
resin.
Some sort of radio signal? I wonder where it's coming from.
Now, as you can see, the size difference in us based to the world that we're in. That obviously that there is a shoe print. We've got a baseball right here. As compared to the baseball,
Speedy
we
little
are
green corn puff.
relatively small. I believe what he was on about then was an aphid. I don't know where that went. Anyway, let's head over to the exclamation mark. We'll still gather some items along the way. Right, and these are field stations. There's a few placed around the map. Basically, you'll find these throughout the map. Once you've found them, these are areas where you can come and research items that you've found. This will unlock later, both of these will, which we'll go over when we unlock those. But
Well,
yep, we'll open
someone
this.
had to have set up all this sciencey stuff here. But
What,
still, I'm not exactly sure where this is and what is going on. I should keep looking around.
right, as you can see now, Max has finished what he's saying. What you basically go and do is analyze the items that you found. Ones that are unanalyzed will have the exclamation mark in the corner. May may have a different color, but the colors are depending on the rarity of the item. So as you can see, these red ones are all common. You do get 3 charges at a time, but the charge does recharge. Now the time up here, the 8:37, that isn't saying that it'll be 8 minutes 37 seconds until it recharges. That goes off this time here, so when that hits 8:37, you'll gain an extra charge, and obviously it continues until it has 3 charges. So we'll come back in just a second. Obviously we've got the sap to still do. You do have a crafting menu, status menu, which you have mutations, which we don't know any currently, but we will get those as you play through. We've got the crafting menu, the map. This is the overall size of the map. I believe there's a shed here, sandpit here, table and chairs there, a large oak tree here in the middle, a hedge over in this corner, a pond over here, and this area here is still under construction, so they're still adding to this area at the moment. We've also got rubbish down here, dustbins and stuff. And this outline here is the house, which we can't get in just yet either. But we'll go over all these areas as we go through. There's quests, which at the moment is just these first
Hey,
initial
buddy.
tutorial quests.
Clogs now.
And obviously we've got data as well, which is places. So we've got the baseball, we've got this field station, and we'll unlock those as we go as well. The operating system, that's to do with your
Whoa, look at the
watch.
size of that ant. Honestly, I'm just glad it's not big enough to squish me.
As you can tell, Max is very talkative. So you've got this watch here. Obviously, it's got different modes. You can change those modes to suit you. So it will change depending on the time of day as well. If we put on classic, it turns on at 7 a.m. and then you've got night mode, which turns on at 8 at night. I may actually change these just to those. We will unlock more as we go. Now, something else that we do have as well before we craft something. Where did he just go? I believe it's a weevil I can hear. Where did he go? Oh, there's an ant there. So they have what's called a peak system. And using the system, as you saw the question marks on the ant, with the PC it's X. So you bring that up. Ooh, you'd not set a waypoint. Click on the ant when the question marks come up, and that will register the ant in the database. I think that's part of the new update, which is the creature cards. So this is like your bestiary. It tells you what the weaknesses are, so stabbing and spicy, whether they got any resistances, and the weak points to attack. So obviously the ant is the eyes. So just going to grab some more of these components. There is a weevil. Oh, he's there. So let's get him scanned as well.
Come here, you little green sausage.
And we've got the aphid there as well. Right, so let's get the crafting menu up. We will craft a couple of pieces of rope. And now, obviously, in this one here is items. So these will be items for crafting. It will tell you what machine that you need to put it in. So this plant slurry needs to go in another machine. The grinder, it tells you down here. And you got your tools here, health items here, so like food, medkits. You've got your storage and utilities. You got your decor and natural resources, and a few more do open up as you start to unlock things. So what we're going to first want to craft, we want a pebble axe. So we're going to need some more sprigs. These pretty much everywhere. We will get around to crafting a spear as well in just a second. Let's just get some more components. Some more sprigs. And if, a lot of these, if you don't have anything next to them, you can craft on the fly, so we can craft that axe now. Right, so then we're also going to want to cut down a few, not the sprig. Mysterious machine, that's this machine over here. I'll show you that in just a second. That's part of the story. And I can actually hear a gnat close by. Where did those other leaves go? Up there. Yep, so these are clover leaves. And we have a gnat right there.
Wow, what is that?
I think I've already got 3 items I need to scan. Yep, so we'll go over and scan.
Something? It's coming right at me.
Oh, there's an ant. I wonder what that was. There's an ant stuck in here, I believe. Oh, it must be stuck inside. So it must have spawned in there by accident.
I don't want any trouble, Ant.
We've already scanned the ants. Right, so let me just head back across here. Head into here and get these other items scanned.
Science!
And you can see we're unlocking things as we go. And once you get so much science, you unlock your brain power, which will unlock things that you haven't currently unlocked. So you can see the clover poncho, clover hood, clover shin guards, and the pebble hammer. If we did scan the clover leaf first, we would have unlocked those earlier, but we've also unlocked by scanning that the lean-to, storage basket, clover table, and plant fibre. And also do the rope. And that unlocks us the sprig, bow, acorn shovel, eye patch and canteen. Right, so there's a few more things that I want to scan before we leave here. So we'll get one of these chopped down. So in this game, the grass strands are your planks, so you can get grass planks from those strands. We'll place those there for now. We're going to want to scan one. If you're in a rush to get yourself some fibre, you can get it from taking down the little stem of grass that's still sticking out the ground. There's also this material here, which is dry grass, which has a few uses itself. If you don't see these dead dry grass strands, what you can look for is the yellowed strands of grass. They also are dry grass. If you cut them down, you do get more yield off them as well. And also if you cut the stem that's left behind, you will also get some more dry grass. Now, first things first, food. This is going to be some of the initial food items that you can find. You can also craft yourself up a spit for cooking such things like the weevils or the aphids. And you water. The best way to find it is look up the the grass strands, and you'll see the dew droplets underneath. You can drink straight from the dew droplet. If you can't get up to the droplet because it's too high, like this one here, if you follow the blade of grass it's on, so it's on that one there, which is this one, give it a whack, that will drop down. Now, so long as it doesn't drop into a puddle of water, you can just drink it there off the floor and just get rid of that waypoint. Right, so we should have another scan up and ready. So let's just get the grass blade scanned, so that's over and done with. And as you can see, that's now unlocked a load of building pieces for us from the window, as you saw there at the top. Grass table and wall pieces, the triangle wall, grass half wall crenellated, so it's got like the tops of a castle wall on, grass door, grass wall, and plant fibre again. We will scan those in just a second, once we've got some more charges. The next thing I want to get onto before we start going on to the story quest is another early start. Now, straight away you cannot chop these down. These require a level 2 axe. But if you look up there, the dandelions, I believe there's one close. Yep, there's one right there. If you go over to the dandelions, you can actually chop them down with your level 1 axe. And these will drop you 2 things. Let this just collapse. And what it will drop is, one, the weed stems. So these are another building material. We're currently full, so we'll have to leave that one there. But we're probably not going to use these anyway, so it's just for the scanning purposes. And as you saw, we got a dandelion tuft as well. Now, if you place that into your glider slot, you can actually use that to prevent yourself from dying from fall damage should you fall from a height. Now, before we go back over to the scanner, just while we got the time, let's quickly dive on down here. Here you have some clay. We do need the shovel for that. I actually thought there was some science down here that I could show you, but unfortunately there's not. Let's grab that bit of resin. And let me grab these back up. They will despawn after a couple of days if unused and left on the floor. There is a way that we can store them. We'll get to that in the future as well. So let's quickly go drop this down next to the scanner. We should be able to take one piece in and scan it straight away. Let's take this in. Yeah, we've got one scan, so we'll scan that stem, and that's most of the items that you have to carry on your shoulder done. So we can place that down. Right now, just before we leave here, one thing that I will craft up, we do need a pebblet hammer. We can't do the acorn shovel just yet because we need a shell piece. The sprig bow, we need some gnat fuzz. We still need to scan the gnat fuzz, but we can get it from killing this gnat just down here. We also could do with a spear. We're going to need 2 more sprigs, well, 1 more sprig. We'll just collect some more of this. And should be able to get rid of him as well. Now I am playing this through the Microsoft Game Pass on the PC, so you may hear those sounds in the background. I'll have to look how to remove those notifications, but there's more than likely I'm going to be getting this on the Steam's edition. You can still sign into your Xbox account anyway, even through that edition, as I just wanted to give this a test through the Game Pass app. Right, so I believe I've got enough sprigs. Maybe a couple more. So there's a few other things that I do want to build just before we continue on. Should be able to get the spear now. Yep. And we still need the gnat fuzz. We still need a bit more gnat fuzz before we can actually craft up the bow. So let me get that spear. Let's grab ourselves some food from this guy. So if you take down a weevil, you'll get yourself some raw weevil meat. You may also run the chance of getting yourself a weevil head, which is used for some of the other crafting recipes. This can be used in crafting recipes as well, but obviously we're probably going to use it to feed ourselves. Unless we come across an aphid, we'll probably take down an aphid as well. There's one right now. Now with your spear, you can throw your spear as well with the R key if you're playing on PC. Not too sure what it is on console. And also sometimes when you're running around, you'll find this as well, which is aphid honey, which you can just use as a quick little meal. I believe it does some of your moisture as well. We just check. Yeah. Drinkable, heals, and snacks. So if we consume that, which is on 8, we get small, really fractionally small percentage of moisture and food. Let's head on into here, see if we've got any more charges. We've got one. Gonna do the weevil meat first. So that was done. As you can see, we unlocked the stuffed weevil and the weevil shield. So there's the weevil shield, which takes 4 pieces of weevil meat and 2 grub hide, but unfortunately we can't get grub hide just yet, so we won't be making that straight away. But then over here I'm going to want to craft up a roasting spit, a lean-to just for somewhere to quickly save, and also a trail marker which I'll place here. I do like to leave a trail marker by every one of these, so I can quickly see them on the map, and I just start at the first colour and work my way along, so I can kind of recognise which direction I'm looking based on the colour of the one I've seen. Right, so we need a few more pebblets and a little bit more dry grass, so let's get our axe out and we'll take down one of these grass strands. You can also see some pebblets there. And as you'll see, we've got that one piece from the base. We've got 2 larger pieces. There should be some more, probably filed somewhere around here. Did it really only get 2 pieces? 3 pieces? It does vary, so it may just be that we're a little unlucky there, but you can get quite a lot of pieces from one of those. And also now that we've got the hammer, rather than just picking up little pebblets on the floor, what you can look for is large pebblets. You'll know when you get close to them if you could destroy them, because you'll come up with the hammer, like this one here. So if we hit this, another one, there we go, and you'll see you get a lot more pebbles. So that should be more than enough to continue the build up here to get the spit up and running. We'll put the weevil meat on first because we still need to scan the others, and we'll get that built up as well. We'll set the respawn point here, and then we should respawn over here now. We will get around to killing an ant, but there's no rush just yet. First things first is get these first initial things scanned. We do have 2 as well now, so we'll do the gnat, which unlocks stuffed gnat, which is just really for a decorative piece, and we'll do the aphid. And the aphid, we get stuffed aphid and aphid slippers, and I believe the aphid slippers actually increase your movement speed, so they are pretty good. When you
it's
place
getting
meat
dark.
on here,
Should probably find somewhere to crash.
when you place meat on here, it does take a little while, but eventually you'll see the meat change colour. The easiest way is you won't actually be able to pick it up until, see how that one changed then, and you should see the wheel change colour, yeah. So they are now ready to eat when that's fully complete. If you leave them on there as well, they won't actually decay. So if you do have one of these set up and it's sheltered in, because ants will try to steal the food, you can leave it indefinitely on here and it should never rot, but the food will rot while it's in your inventory. It's going to be a while before it actually goes dark, so what we'll do, we'll grab that. The next thing I'm going to want to craft up is a torch. We do have enough items for that, so let's get that crafted. And we're going to go and continue on with the story. Right, so if we jump up to here, click on that there.
Just like laser tag.
Now the lasers come in,
Nothing
as you
happened.
can see.
Looks like the other two
That
lasers
one's
are blocked.
flickering. That
After
one's
all
solid
that
and
build-up,
touching.
this big mysterious computer doesn't do anything.
Lightbox finish. And that one, as you can see, is stopped by the blade of grass. The blade of grass is the easy fix. It's just a case of putting down this blade of grass. And this one won't actually respawn back either, so that will be gone and out of the way for good. Just leave those there. And the next one, if you follow this over, it will lead you to the camera itself, and we'll see why it's not working. Just stop sprinting a bit, get some stamina back. We're also going to need to eat as well, so I'll go for the raw gnat. And you can see up here your needs, so we'll eat another one just to get that full. Water can wait, we'll find some when we come back out, but we'll get this done first. You can't actually drink the water that's around on the floors either. It is polluted and will make you ill, but there is other ways to find drinks around. Right, now as you can see, when you get over here, there is gnats actually, lawn mites that are damaging the cable. So we're going to go through, just kill ourselves a few of these, get them off the cable. And any that are outside that are going to potentially try to attack us, we'll get rid of those too. This one's coming. Get rid of him. Oh, there's another one. Where is he? Now you can block in the game. It becomes your best friend a bit later on. If you block just at the right time, just before they're about to hit you, it will give you a perfect block where you take no damage. Obviously with the shield, any block doesn't take damage but will drain your stamina, but with a perfect block you can negate the stamina loss as well. So we'll just follow this wire down and take down any mites that you find along the way. Let's take them down. It sounds like there's another one behind us. Oh, they must be above us. So let's head further in, get rid of these two. And then we're here at the base of the cave, so here's another item that we can scan. It's not really 100% useful until a bit later game, but we'll take it anyway. Ooh, you bugger. Right, we're gonna just kill these, which you can use your hammer. Oh, you can even punch them with your fist. We'll get the spear out and do it that way. Right, so let's get the hammer. This is another item that you can collect, and this one is rather important for upgrading your tools, called quartzite. So we'll gather all three of these. I believe there's some more a little further in the cave as well. We'll gather all of that. And then if we head a little further into the cave, I get this last one. There may be another one behind me. But what you also find is more of these. These under here could be one of two things. Once we've got the shovel, I'll show you which is which and how to recognise the two. Because one will attack you and the other is pretty valuable. And then also on the floor in here we've got a scab watch, which is the Might Rider. And as I said, you can change these in here. So if you change that over to the Might Rider, now in the day that will appear as the Might Rider one. It should still be as the Might Rider now until 8 o'clock. Basically it's just the colour of your inventory system. Nothing really too special. So you can change them if you want. If you find one that you like, change to it by all means. It's good having the fact that you can swap them between day and night. So you can kind of guess the time when you see your inventory has changed. But let's head on back and head back over to the machine. We've now cleared that off, so we'll be able to continue on with the quest line. I can do with a drink of water as we head across here if I can see one. If not, it's not too much of a problem. There's one right there. So this blade of grass here, so if I give that a whack, there goes my water. Slurp that up. Right, so as soon as you come back here, press activate and it's going to play a little cutscene. And we're going to see just this little display of the machine actually not working. As you can see there, it's broke. Then we have an explosion over by the oak tree, which we're going to have to go and investigate.
Did you hear something that sounded like a big fire-off explosion?
Right, before we do set off though, let's just go back and scan a few more items. Ooh, there's a glow bug there. I didn't realise that they come out this far. That's the first time I've seen one over in this vicinity. Ever. But yeah, let's head back over to the camp, go get some stuff scanned in, so we can unlock some more crafting recipes. We may as well get the dry grass done. We've got 3 as well. And that gives us the stem pallet and plank pallet, and that's for storing those stems and pallets. And we'll come to these two last. This one just unlocks a torch. I don't think it unlocks anything else, but we want to go for these few here, so we'll go for this one here. That's getting unlocked arrows, the might hat, stuff might, and fuzz on the rocks, which is a slushy smoothie, but we'll get to those a bit later. And we'll also do the nat fuzz, get that out of the way. And that hasn't unlocked anything for us because we've unlocked all possible, not all possible recipes, but most of the recipes that item itself unlocks for us. Ooh, there's some free science. We'll grab that just before we go to sleep. It has gone to night time now. Well, you can tell by the time. And if you did see, this also changed this lighter variant. We'll have a drink in the morning. Let's just get some shut-eye for now. Is he chasing me down? No. But let's get sleep. It says you'll wake up in the dark, but it's not too bad. It's 4:30, so we'll get light relatively quick at this time. We're alright for food. I've got some on me, so we'll get that eaten. We'll come around here, get our drink of water. And then what we're going to do is head on over towards the oak tree. So probably going to be the last time we come back to this way. Let me just check to see scanning, because I believe we will have 3 new scans now. Yes we do, so we'll get all of these out of the way. Oh, so this unlocks the slime mold sconce, which is for building your bases, and slime mold torch, but it doesn't really last that long, but does work underwater. So for an early underwater torch, it's pretty good, but you do unlock a new one relatively quickly as you go through. And we've unlocked level 2 in brain power, which has unlocked the red ant armor, red ant knee guards, and red ant helmet. which we would have unlocked eventually if we'd have scanned it before, if we'd have scanned ant parts, but you don't no rush really for that. And the quartzite unlocks the repair tool, which again is for your bases. And the mushroom, I believe, just unlocks mushroom slurry. There we go, yeah, mushroom slurry. Right, so we're going to head over here so we can get a good look at the place. Ooh, got away as well, he went straight through the floor. Ooh, there's another one there. I'm not going to get that now. Let's chuck that there, don't want to throw it away. I wouldn't mind grabbing some food. What they will do is run up onto the stems of leaves. Ah, there you go, see, there's one right there. That has actually landed on top of the clovers, but we can jump up on top of them, so it's not like we're ever going to lose anything. We'll grab those. And if the stem is high enough, if you punch the stem, they will just plummet to the death. Should there be nothing underneath them, they can fall to the floor. So the direction we're going to head in now is directly over towards the tree. Weevil. Still didn't get a weevil head. Still only got ourselves the meat. Oh, he's killing a weevil. There's two here. It's still just the raw weevil. And raw weevil again. So yeah, we're still not getting that head. Here we are at the base of the tree. We will go round towards the right hand side.
Where are you off to, man?
Another weevil there. We will come back for the weevils eventually because I do want to make the weevil shield. This right here is I wouldn't say it's empty, but it hasn't got a full ant colony in there, but there is some red ants down there. And as you can see up here, you've got ladybirds, the ants, aphids, everything is that you need is over here. There we go, old anthill, so it has just recognised that area. And you've also got these acorns as well, which you can smash up with your hammer to get acorn pieces. There's acorn tops and acorn bits that you can eat. Have we got anything we can eat? Don't want any of them chocolate bars just yet. Let's get that scram down and grab that. Definitely going to have to find a way of switching those notifications off. Right, so as we run around here, you can see there's plenty of this material here. There's also these as well, which are sap crops, like a sap crystal hanging down. You can smash these up to get a lot more sap, so you can go around finding those sap clumps if you're in need of sap. And up here there is a hollow point inside the tree. Now, as you can see in there, we have got two spiders. This game, I will be honest, I've owned tarantulas and they still make me itch in this game. They are the worst thing in the game, so try and avoid them at all costs. There is some ways you can cheese them, especially down this end of the map. I could do with just topping up my drink. Now, one good thing that is over here, so we're right on the top face of the tree now. So here's the tree, we're here on this edge. But if you come over here to this far edge, you've got the pond. If you follow over to the pond towards this here, there's actually two places you can get a quick drink from that also gives you some food, some energy. So you got the juice pop, and you get these dropping out of them sporadically. And if you come back up here, you've got a can of pop, and the can also does the same. And the juice sometimes rolls down to here, sometimes it can be found around here, stuff under this plant. And I have on odd occasions found it inside. As you can see, there's two lots in here, so I'll have a quick swig of that just to top ourselves off. And now let's head over to the explosion. As you can see, we've got all this plume of purple smoke. Let's quickly jump up here. run around here and hop down. And this is one of the first larger areas that you find, the larger science labs. And come in here.
This place is getting pinker by the minute. Man.
Just let Max finish his talk. Brilliant, so he's finished. Now, you can find items like lore, which will be in... It'll be either in little cassette tapes or document files that you can pick up, but there's none here in this first room. And you've got a scanner here should you need to go over and scan any items. So I'm just quickly going to scan those. And scan those. Right, and before we do push on through there, I quickly just want to make a chest just outside this door and a marker, just so we can empty out a bit of our inventory. So I always make a marker right here. Let's get on the right one. So I always make a trail marker just here, but this one I always do in purple, and this is obviously the main place. In fact, I might change that up. No, I will leave it in purple because I've never really needed to use the purple for any of the field stations. And then finally we want a storage chest. So as you saw there, it does say that we are shy on some of the clover leaves, so we'll just fill it with what we've got and quickly just grab a clover leaf because there's plenty down here. Chop this down. It's saying his inventory's full. Probably because we just picked up that sap, so let's just grab those for now and get that crafted. Then we can open that and store some of these valuable resources away for now. The meat will keep out for now. Place all those in there. That should do us for now. Let's just continue on exploring this science lab. So let's open up the lab. Inside the lab, obviously, you've got some more of these. Like, you get items in all the labs. There is a few labs around the map, and you always find some items in there. As you saw, we just unlocked a mutation as well. If we go on status, see the mutations here. We can actually activate two, so we can activate this one. You can swap them out as you go, so should you need to set up a different one for a different job that you're looking to do, then you can just quickly come in and swap them over. And they do have multiple phases, so obviously we get the quickness off this one, which is basically we move quicker. The higher it goes, the faster we can move, and there's also other things that can increase your movement speed, as with the aphid slippers. So we're going to activate that, give us that little extra boost in movement speed. Now there is another door here with a biometric scanner, but we can't unlock that just yet. What you have to do is come down here and help up Burgle.
Thanks for the helping hand. I am Burgle, acting science manager for this project. I am also a robot.
It does take a while before it lets you chat with him, so we'll just scoot on down here, collect some science, and pick up some of these items off this bench. Is there anything on top? No. Take those, and the bandages. And we'll also open up this door here and go to the scanner, just scan any other items that we've got that we can scan. So there we can scan the bandages that we picked up off the side. And anything that doesn't give you recipes, it's not too bad, because what you're looking for is the raw science to build up your brain power. So every scannable item is going to increase your brain power, which overall is going to increase your brain level to unlock certain recipes. Should be ready now. So you haven't actually got a voice active for him on here just yet, just that first initial bit. But basically what he's doing is talking about He's asking us why we're here in the yard. And he's on about a recent power surge called a massive raw science containment explosion, which is the raw science that we find all over the yard. We can ask him where we are, and he's telling us that we're in the Oak Lab, and it was built and used by Dr. Wendell Tully, who is the guy who's obviously made the shrink ray that shrunk us down. Here we go. We ask about him. He's a brilliant scientist and inventor. He's also my creator, and the initial protocol was to serve as the short order cook of the future. So he was originally designed to be a cook, as you can see by his spatula hand. And he's recently been promoted to acting science manager to assist with his experiments. He's on about he hasn't seen Dr. Tully in several weeks, and he can't recall where he went, and it must be a corrupted memory bank. We ask him how come we can't remember anything. He says based on his calculations, biomass has been subject to covalent spacing reduction via interatomic energy extraction. In other words, you've been shrunk, and it is likely that achieving this was achieved using Dr. Wendell Tully's spacer platform, patent pending. Ask him how you get home. He says that got to return his memory banks, basically what we get through, and well, we've got to fix that machine, and we've also got to repair his memory banks. Here we go, we're talking about the memory chips. And then he mentions other labs, and the first one, because he can't remember any of them, I believe he can only remember one, which is the Hedge Lab. So I'm just going to quickly skip on through this. If it is that you do want to read it, you can pause as you go through to read those there. There we go. So he's now read them, and he tells us to go and activate this machine over here. So we use this biometric scanner. And now this scanner's open, we can access this here, which has a science shop, quests, and the one over here unlocks a bit later on once we get molar milk, which once we find one I'll show you what those are, but we do need some upgraded tools before we can collect those. Now here in the quest list you can activate quests to get raw science for spending in the shop. Doesn't go towards your brain power, this is simply just for spending. So we'll activate that quest to kill 6 aphids, a grave robbery chip, which I believe is from the red ant's nest, the actual red ant's nest, and the great oak beacon. We've got to place a beacon for the great oak one, but you basically find the blueprint down in the area like of the great oak or wherever the quest is, and you build the blueprint marker that's already placed. And now in the science shop, if we come in here, we can see there's different things that we can purchase in here. So we've got multi-story bases, pebblet foundations, fortified bases, smithing station, torch upgrades, meat shield, which is a mutation, the coop boot for the oak tree, which unlocks recipes, but you require the oven to perform the recipes, which we haven't got yet, so we won't be spending anything to unlock those straight away. But what I will unlock first is probably going to be multi-story bases and the smithing station, and then we're going to save up to get the fortified bases and potentially the torch upgrade, and finally the meat shield is going to be last on that list. So we'll unlock that multi-story bases right there. Now that you've unlocked this door, what you can do is come back across to the other door with the biometric scanner. Oh, I thought just saw something on there. That is the water base. So it does go through and shows you all the different bases. That's the Haze base, the Haze Lab. And what was the other one I saw as I ran in here? That one is the Black Ant base, I believe. Right, anyway, yeah, let's get this biometric scanner open. Oh. Don't know why it stopped then. As you can see up on the right as well, it is unlocking all grass floors. That was the multi-story bases. The one before the smithing station unlocked the smithing station. It's also unlocked roof ideas from clover leaves. So we'll be able to build a base using that new technology. The molars, there is a molar down here. Unfortunately, I won't be able to smash it. You need a level 2 higher or hammer level 2 hammer that to smash through it. So it's got to be higher than our tier 1. This is a mega milk molar, which is gold tooth, and then obviously there's standard milk molars, which are white, that you can find around the map and in secret places. So we've gone through, we've done the first initial start of the story. There's still a few tutorial quests, like retrieve the super chip, find the Hedge Lab. Even though that's part of this main quest, it comes up as one of the earlier quests. We've got the 2 tutorial quests at the top there as well: build a workshop and craft a fibre bandage, which we will get done as well. But that is going to be it for today's episode. So the next episode, we're probably going to build some kind of little outpost, probably down by the water, get some nice early storage set up, get ourselves situated, get ourselves some armour, and have a nose around to see what we can find. Get some tools ready, and then head over to try and find the Hedge Lab, get that done nice and early. So if you have liked today's episode and you're looking forward to seeing more of these videos on the Ungrounded, then please feel free to subscribe to get notified of any future videos. And also, if you did like today's video, also please feel free to hit the like button to let me know. Thank you.